All right, so let's jump into this deep dive, head first and tackle Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay,
And today we're going to be looking at the intro in the first chapter.
that's good.
Looking for the core message. You've provided some excerpts, and we're going to unpack those,
Yeah, let's get into it.
see what we can learn from Kiyosaki's experiences. I think one of the most fascinating things is he had two dads,
Right.
a rich dad and a poor dad,
Yeah.
with like totally different views on money.
And right away in the book,
Yeah.
Kiyosaki kind of hits us with these great quotes that highlight the clash between his two dads.
Oh, yeah.
Poor dad believed that the love of money is the root of all evil.
Oh, wow.
But his rich dad said, no, no, no. The lack of money is the root of all evil.
That's a total
Yeah, huge difference in perspective.
right away. I
Right.
mean, I've always been told that money is the root of all evil.
Right.
So to hear someone say the opposite
Yeah,
really makes you think.
for sure. And you can see how being exposed to these two very different contrasting views so early on really shaped his thinking.
Yeah.
It forced him to question, everything and choose his own path.
Yeah.
It's like he had to figure it out
Yeah.
on his own instead of, just blindly accepting what people were telling him.
And that's something that we don't really get in traditional education.
No, not at all.
It's just go to school, get a good
No.
job, work hard.
Right. Go to school, get good grades, get a safe, secure job.
Yeah.
And that's the key to success.
Yeah. But Kiyosaki is like, no, there's more to it than that.
For sure. He's very critical of how money is taught or not taught in schools.
Yeah.
He argues that because of this lack of financial education, it can lead to a lot of struggles for people,
Yeah.
even well-educated people.
Even
Okay.
for people who get a great education.
All right, it's not enough to just earn a good income.
Right.
You also have to understand how to manage that income
Yeah.
and make it work for you.
Oh, I can totally relate to that. I went to college and I got a decent job and I still felt like I was constantly struggling to make ends meet.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
It was like I was running on this treadmill.
Yeah, of just working hard and never really getting ahead.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Kiyosaki calls the rat race. That cycle of working for money and then that money just going right back out to cover your expenses.
Right.
And you never really achieve true financial freedom.
Okay. So we got to avoid this rat race.
Right.
But how do we do that?
Well, one of the first lessons is really about thinking differently. And Kiyosaki tells this great story
Okay.
about his first business venture
Yeah.
when he was just 9 years old.
Okay. 9 years old.
Yeah, he and his friend Mike, they were melting down toothpaste tubes to create lead nickels.
Wait, what?
I know it sounds crazy.
Melting toothpaste tubes.
Yeah, they were melting them down
Go on.
to create lead nickels.
Okay. So it was obviously misguided.
Yeah, definitely
Huh.
misguided.
Mhm.
But
It shows some kind of entrepreneurial spirit.
exactly. It shows that even at that young age, he was thinking outside the box,
Yeah.
looking for ways to make money that didn't involve just trading his time for a paycheck.
So even though it was illegal,
Well, yeah,
it was a sign of their drive.
exactly. And it really caught the attention of his rich dad,
Right.
who saw potential in this drive.
Oh.
So he offers to teach them about money.
Okay.
But there's a catch: they have to work for him.
What?
Yeah, and not just any work.
Yeah.
He has them doing all sorts of menial tasks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For very low wages.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about learning from textbooks or lectures.
No, not at all. He believed in learning through real life experience.
Okay.
He wanted them to understand hard work and the realities of the working world.
Okay, so that's where things start to get really interesting.
Yes, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
All right, so join us next time as we continue to dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So those low wages I mentioned, well, at first they were working for like 10 cents an hour.
10 cents an hour.
Yeah, can you imagine?
I'd quit.
Right. Well, Kiyosaki almost did.
Yeah.
He was feeling super trapped and discouraged,
Yeah.
which is exactly what Rich Dad wanted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wanted to show them how it feels,
Uh-huh.
that frustration and that fear, that feeling of being stuck.
So this is all like a teaching tool.
Exactly.
Okay, but how does working for peanuts teach you anything about money?
Well, it's about understanding that there are limitations to just trading your time for money.
Okay.
Even if you're working hard, if you're only making a small hourly wage, you're always going to be limited in how much you can earn.
Right.
That's the essence of the rat race.
Right. You're constantly working but not getting ahead.
Exactly. And that's what he was trying to show them.
Okay. So it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart.
Right.
So what happened next?
Well, Rich Dad started to play with their emotions.
Oh.
He knew that fear and greed are powerful motivators.
Yeah.
And he wanted to see how they would react.
Oh.
So he starts offering them more money
Oh.
tempting them with like a higher hourly wage.
So as a test
It was a test.
to see if they would take the easy money.
Exactly. It was a lesson in emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Understanding how your emotions, especially fear and greed, can cloud your judgment
Yeah.
and keep you trapped in that rat race.
Yeah.
He even offered them $5 an hour.
$5 an hour, that must have been a lot to them.
Oh, yeah. It was very tempting, but there was a catch.
What was the catch?
He wanted to see if they would give in to that immediate gratification
Mm-hmm.
or if they would stick with their commitment to learning something more valuable,
Right.
how to create real wealth.
Not just earn a paycheck.
Exactly. So what do you think happened?
I don't know. Did they take the $5?
Well, they almost did,
Yeah.
but then he threw them a curveball.
What did he do?
He took away all their pay.
What?
Yeah.
He took away all their pay.
All of it.
That seems harsh.
It does seem harsh, but it was a brilliant move.
Okay, how?
By taking away their income, he forced them to think outside the box,
Okay.
to find other ways to make money
Uh-huh.
that didn't rely on getting a traditional job.
So he's breaking their rat race mentality.
Exactly.
He wanted them to have financial independence.
Exactly. He wanted them to create their own income instead of relying on someone else to give them a paycheck.
Okay.
And so this leads them to create a business.
Oh, wow. What kind of business?
They created a comic book library in the basement of their apartment building.
Oh, that's cool.
It was
like a little side hustle.
exactly, and that's how they were learning.
Right.
By doing
Yeah.
They figured out, how to identify a need to create a service and generate income.
They were putting those entrepreneurial instincts to work.
Exactly. And that leads to one of the key principles in the book.
Okay, what's that?
Having your money work for you instead of you working for money.
Oh.
That comic book library was generating income even when they weren't physically working there.
Right. That's passive income.
Exactly.
So.
So you see, Rich Dad wasn't just teaching them about financial literacy. He was also teaching them about emotional mastery and entrepreneurial thinking.
He was giving them a whole life education,
Yeah.
not just financial advice.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the most valuable things that you can get from this book.
Yeah.
It's not just about money. It's about having the right mindset,
Right.
the right skills, and the
Yeah.
emotional intelligence to achieve real freedom.
But there seems to be like a little bit of a contradiction.
Oh, yeah.
He criticizes working for money,
Uh-huh.
but he also says that education and a job are really important.
Right. It's not about rejecting work altogether.
Okay.
It's about understanding the bigger picture.
Okay.
He believed that education is important for personal growth and to contribute to society.
Yeah.
But, a traditional job alone isn't necessarily going to lead to financial freedom.
Okay.
You need to have financial literacy and you need to develop entrepreneurial skills. Yeah.
To really create wealth.
So it's like, get an education so you can get a good job,
Right.
but don't let that job be the only way you make money.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about having a diversified approach
Okay.
to income and to building wealth.
So don't just rely on a single paycheck.
Right. Explore other opportunities. And this brings us back to one of the biggest lessons in the book,
Okay.
that rich people don't work for money. They have money work for them.
Right.
They build assets that generate income
Uh-huh.
instead of just trading their time for a paycheck.
That is a powerful concept.
It is.
It really makes you question everything.
It really does.
So how can we apply this principle in our own lives?
Well, I guess we can start with changing our mindset.
So like realizing I don't have to be stuck in this like cycle of living paycheck to paycheck,
Right.
and that I can actually like build assets,
Exactly.
even if it's just a little bit at a time.
And one of the most important assets that you can build is your financial knowledge. Okay, so like learning about investing,
Yeah.
real estate, building businesses.
Yeah. Things like that.
So it's like I'm investing in my education about finances.
Exactly. And remember how Rich Dad was teaching Kiyosaki and his friend about business through that comic book library?
Right.
It wasn't just about making money.
Right.
It was about understanding the fundamentals of creating and running a business.
And that's something that anyone can learn, right?
Absolutely anyone can learn it.
It's not just for people with MBAs or fancy degrees.
Right. There are tons of resources available today.
Yeah.
Books, podcasts, online courses,
Yeah.
all kinds of things that can teach you the basics of investing and entrepreneurship and building wealth.
It's funny because I used to think that investing was just for rich people,
Yeah.
but now I'm realizing that like anyone can do it,
Yeah. Anyone can start investing.
even if you just have a little bit of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about how much money you have. It's about having the right habits and the right mindset.
Right.
Just start small, learn as you go, and those small investments will really add up over time.
And the other thing is like mastering my emotions,
Yes.
like the fear and greed,
Absolutely.
because those can really hold you back.
Yeah, fear can keep you from taking risks
Right.
or pursuing opportunities
Yeah.
that could really lead to greater wealth.
Right. And then greed makes you do stupid stuff.
Exactly. Greed can tempt you to make really impulsive decisions
Yeah.
that can put your finances at risk.
Like a fool and his money are soon parted.
That's right.
Hmm.
Rich Dad really emphasized that you need to learn to control your emotions
Okay.
to make good financial decisions.
So it's about being disciplined and patient,
Exactly.
not letting your emotions like rule you.
It's been really interesting talking about this book.
This has really opened my eyes.
Yeah.
It's like not just about managing my money.
Right.
It's a whole new way of thinking about wealth.
It really is. And it's a journey. It's
Yeah.
not a destination. It's about constantly learning and growing and challenging yourself.
So for everyone listening, think about how the fear of not having enough money and the desire for more money is affecting your decisions.
Yeah. Are you letting those emotions control you?
Are they stopping you from like following your dreams?
Yeah. Are they keeping you from taking a chance on something new?
Maybe it's time to rethink some of those old ideas about money.
Yeah. Explore some new possibilities.
You might just surprise yourself.
Who knows what you could accomplish?
This has been a great deep dive
It has.
into Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah. I really feel like I have a new perspective on wealth.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, keep learning and
Yeah.
keep pushing those boundaries.